people have been asking me for years and years, like, okay, I live in an apartment, so there's no way of composting. It is there. There is. You need a bucket or some sort of container, preferably something that doesn't break down. A pretty sizable container where an airflow is possible, so it doesn't have to seal completely tight. Put in some soil, put in some newspaper as well, shred that up into tiny bits, and a couple of worms. And then you simply just need to add your kitchen scraps little by little and make sure to stir it every single day so there is a constant flow of oxygen going into the soil. Worms are really, really great because they eat a lot of stuff. So what they do is that they eat a lot of your kitchen scraps, and then the worms' bodies break it down, and the stuff that comes out of the worms are great fertilizers. So you sort of mix your soil with the leftovers from the worms, and then you use that, and that is really, really nutritionally dense. So actually what you're recreating is what happens in nature all the time. Some things take longer to decompose than other things. For instance, stuff like most paper and a lot of peels, like potato peels and apple peels and stuff, can break down in a matter of a couple of weeks. Whereas banana peels and stuff can take months to break down because the fibers are really dense and it's like a heavy product. But usually you can actually see progress from day to day, which I think is really, really exciting. I feel like there's sometimes misperceptions about what you can compost at home and what a composting facility, like an industrial composting facility, are able to break down, because those two processes are rather different. In your own home composting, you can't put anything that comes from animal products. So any sort of like animal skins, bones, stuff like that, that won't really biodegrade in the same way. It will actually create a really toxic environment. Especially if you have worms, it will also attract pests and stuff, so I wouldn't do that. If you have worm composting though, I wouldn't put citrus peels and onion peels and stuff like that inside, because those are really acidic and they can kill your worms, and we don't want that. But all kind of plant-based food scraps, kitchen scraps, stuff like that, I will put in my compost. You can also compost your own hair, you can compost your nails, you can compost a lot of different clothes if they're made from natural fibers.